Hello everyone, and I'm going to make this like a series at the end of the month, as well as my February listens, which will come out tomorrow. Everything that I've obtained in the month of February, so all the vinyl, all the CDs that I've bought in the month of February. So this is my February haul, and this was a very big month for us actually. And for a lot of you who think that we just all buy reissues, we don't, because a lot of reissues are very expensive. When I'm buying on Discogs personally, if there's something near mint, and very, like, let's say the sleeve is like very good plus and the actual media itself is near mint, I will go for that if it's like under £20. Like, I usually tend to go for things that aren't over the £20 mark unless I really want it, but a lot of these I've gotten off Discogs for very cheap, so that's just how I buy my albums. I know a lot of people like to get mint for everything, but I don't usually bother with mint unless it's like under £20. So as I said, this is going to be quite a long video, so I'm going to get straight into it. I've discovered a lot of new prog thanks to you guys on my channel and on my Instagram, which if you don't follow, I will put it in the description. Thanks for all the suggestions. I've taken a listen to the majority of them. So let's just start. I've put them all in alphabetical order because there's just so many. So first up we have 666 by Aphrodite's Child. If you don't know who they are, they're a Greek prog band. They're very good, and I discovered this album late February and I really enjoy it. If you want to get into the outside of the UK prog scene, this is a great one to start. Some great guitar work on this album and I very much love this. This is on coloured vinyl, I think, so I'll show you that now. It's on translucent red, which matches the cover, which is very cool. And this album's actually on the Vertigo label, so the same one as Black Sabbath and Gracious, which I will come to in a minute. Next is, oh, I'll take that out. Next up, Death Walks Behind You by Atomic Rooster. I've actually got the poster for that came in the album up over there. This is a very good album. I've got one Atomic Rooster album already before I got this one. It was In the Hearing Of, which is a very good album. And I listened to this one and I loved it. And I found this really cool coloured pressing. Like, very cool coloured pressing. Look at that. I think it was called like Starburst or something like that. Another band that if you don't listen to already and you're getting into prog, then I highly suggest you check them out. Next is Joy of a Toy by Cabernet, formerly of Soft Machine. This is a very good album, very experimental, very interesting record. This is just on plain black vinyl, but it has got gatefold, so I'll show you that. Next I have Moon Madness by Camel, again just on standard black vinyl. I absolutely love this record. When I first listened to it at the beginning of the month, I fell in love with it from the get-go. I really love Camel's sound. I've got a couple of their other albums and I'm yet to listen to more of their stuff, but this one's probably my favourite at the moment. I do love Mirage, but this one's probably my favourite as of now, but I've just got to listen to more of their stuff. Now this one was quite hard to find and it's quite reflective, so you can actually see my phone there, but this is the self-titled Egg record from 1970. Absolutely fantastic Canterbury Scene album, Canterbury Scene band. I really recommend them if you like things like Soft Machine and Caravan and stuff like that. This is very classical based, there's a lot of classical influence in there, so if you like your classical music, then that one's one to check out. Next two are by the same group. So this is Gracious, it's the first album, and then this is Gracious, which is the second one. A band that's actually from very near to where I live, so I find that very interesting. Also very beautiful sounding band, very lovely, very atmospheric and very keyboards based, which I do love. Again, another band that is very much under the radar, which is what I'm kind of looking at the moment, is bands that just missed out on the big success from bands like Genesis and Yes, but that is a very good group. If you haven't listened to Gracious, I really do recommend. This album in particular is my favourite one. This is the first record, and I did post about it on my Instagram, but I really do suggest this album. Next, Three Friends by Gentle Giant. This is a concept album, and I absolutely love Gentle Giant. This is probably becoming my favourite of their albums. I do have a few of their other records, but this one's very good. I really do love their sound, actually. I think that I posted a picture of this on my story, I did like a recreation of this album. And the Gentle Giant Instagram page actually posted it on their story, so that's my claim to fame, I guess. But this is a very great album. If you are into Gentle Giant and you haven't listened to much of it, this is a great record to listen to. And if you just like prog in general and you want to discover something that's not as popular as Emerson, Lake and Palmer or Yes or Genesis, give Gentle Giant a good listen because they are very good. Next up, I have Leg End by Henry Cow, one that I think a lot of people were suggesting in my comment section, and I did give it a listen. I think my dad knew about them and obviously saw the comments and decided to give it a listen as well. I really like this record actually. I love how experimental it is, and I'm getting more and more into experimental music, experimental progressive rock, and this is very much in that area. And a lot of people were commenting on my Canterbury scene video that I didn't include them. They're not actually from Canterbury, I don't think, so I didn't put them in, and when I was researching the Canterbury scene they didn't come up, but they are from very close by. But this is a very good record, and I recommend it for those who like experimental music and want to get more into that side of progressive rock, the less melodic side and more into the weirder side with the weirder use of instruments. Next we have a Jethro Tull live album. This is Bursting Out. Funny story about this actually. When we initially bought this, my dad got it on Discogs and he didn't look at the side where it says CD or LP or cassette or whatever. He actually got a Japanese pressing CD and he was kicking himself for a couple of days about that, but we ended up getting this copy eventually, and I haven't had a chance to listen to this yet, but it's got a great set list on it. I think this is from 1978, so a lot of later stuff on there as well as the classic Jethro Tull songs. A band that I've actually been getting into quite a lot recently, Jethro Tull. I've been listening to Thick as a Brick quite a lot, and I really am enjoying it. And I'm yet to kind of explore beyond that point. I've been asking people what I should listen to of theirs and what I need to listen to and what I haven't yet, so I'm going to get around to that eventually. Next is a French progressive rock band called Magma. I think a lot of you guys might be familiar with. This one is Oodoo Woodoo. Very interesting name and a very interesting album actually. Especially side 2, De Futura. This is a very, very good album. When I first heard it, I was scared. Like, I don't know why, I just was. Not by the cover, by the music. It was so dark and so heavy for a prog band and I really loved it. Love the bass tone on that second side though. I love how the bass dominates that song. I like the bass effects used as well. This is just an all-around great album. Another one, if you are getting into the outside of UK prog scene, this is a great band to check out. I'm yet to listen to more of their albums, but that was one that I discovered through a video of, like, someone did a video called, like, my favourite 50 progressive rock songs, and they split it into 2. And that song, the side 2, De Futura, was on that, and I loved it. I was like, I need to listen to the rest of this, which I did, and I got that copy quite cheap, so I'm sure you can find it out there somewhere. Next up, we have Matching Mole. This is just a self-titled album, and it's got Robert Wyatt of Soft Machine on this record, and this is on a very nice white vinyl. So I will show you that now. We had no idea that they actually released any coloured pressings for this album. That is the white vinyl. It looks very nice. I've heard a lot of conflicting opinions about coloured vinyl and whether or not it sounds better or not, and I've not noticed a difference, and that's coming from someone who's studying music production and has a very keen ear, so I've not heard much of a difference, but maybe I'm just missing out. People think that standard black is better. So I know that picture discs are not very good quality because I've had experiences with picture discs and my keen ear did not take to them very well. So this is a record by the Nice. It's called The Thoughts of Emilist Davjak. If I got that wrong, then don't hurt me. But this was actually sent to me by a viewer, along with my very nice ELP posters that I've got around my room here. I've got one over there and I've got one up there, and on my door out there. By the way, thanks to the person who sent them. They're very, very lovely posters. And this is a very great record. So I really recommend this if you like ELP and haven't really gotten into their previous work before their supergroup, then this is a great record. I really do love it. Next is Eye in the Sky by Alan Parsons Project. I have actually got another Alan Parsons Project record in my collection, and just adding to my collection, I really do love this record. I think this is the first one that I heard by them. Before I heard Turn Up a Friendly Card, this is one I heard first and I really loved it, especially the opening track, Sirius. Great track, great, like quite a short track, but it's very great and I love it a lot. I think a lot of people will be quite happy to see this record because I know it's been suggested to me so much, especially the group. This is Premiata Forneria Marconi, and this is the album Per un amico, and very, very lovely Italian progressive rock we have here. And this is on orange vinyl, not translucent, it's like a just an orange vinyl. It's got like multiple different shades of orange in there, which I found very nice. And I remember when I first heard this record, I had so many suggestions to listen to it. So it was like probably one of the most suggested albums, or one of the most suggested bands to listen to, this group. And when I heard it, I was like, okay, now I see why people were telling me to listen to it, because this is such a beautiful record, such amazing music and musicianship behind this group, and I really recommend it if you are yet to get into, again, the European prog scene outside the UK. And I believe they were actually signed to the Manticore label, which is the ELP label, so there's an incentive to listen to it. Next are both by Renaissance. So this is Ashes Are Burning, and this one I'm not going to try because Scheherazade and Other Stories, I think that's how you say it. Both by Renaissance. Absolutely beautiful records, and it's like folky prog, and I like this one in particular the most because I love the end track on it and the way it builds up. I think I'm planning a review on this one very soon, so you can expect that. But both are very beautiful records. Beautiful vocals as well. They just work very nicely with the record, and it's nice to see and listen to female-fronted progressive rock, because I don't see that a lot from what I've heard so far. So that is very good. That, along with Curved Air as well. Another one that I've got recently, this is Rush Caress of Steel. This is a relatively old copy. I finally listened to this because I think in my Rush collection video I said I hadn't listened to it yet, and I did recently and I really loved it. I know that this didn't get such a good response from critics, and I can see why, but I did love it a lot. And it's one that's sandwiched between Fly By Night and 2112, so I can see why it went under the radar and not many people talk about it, but I do love it, and I do suggest it if you love Rush and haven't listened to it yet. This is H to He Who Am the Only One. This is Van der Graaf Generator, another brilliant progressive rock band of the 70s. I've been getting into them quite a lot recently through my review of Porn Hearts. I decided to listen to more of their stuff, and I discovered this one because this is one that I think a lot of people were talking about in the comments, and I loved it. I really loved the sound on this record, and I just love their sound in general. That's it. I don't know what else to say, but this is a great copy. This is a relatively old copy, but it's in very good nick, and I do love it. I got very into Yes this month, so bear with me. I've got a lot of their solo stuff and some Yes records here as well. So I'm going to start with the Chris Squire solo album. This is a box set, actually, and this is such a beautiful record, such a great record by an amazing musician. One of my biggest inspirations of all time, Chris Squire, and I recommend this album if you like Yes and you want to just explore more about the individual members, which is probably what I'm going to say a lot throughout the next two that I'm going to pull out. Then this is up there. This is probably my second favourite of the solo albums that they've done. My favourite of the Yes solo albums is Six Wives Henry VIII by Rick Wakeman. And talking of Rick Wakeman, I've got Journey to the Centre of the Earth. This is one that I really love as well. And I like that this one has got pages in it. The gatefold has got pages in it, and I do think that's very cool, and I like that a lot. Something to look at while you're listening to it, I guess. I like that artists do that. They'll put in some extra stuff and put in extra effort into the format and layout of their records so that the people who are listening to it can have something to read and look at while they're listening to the music. Another Yes solo album. This is Elias of Sun Hello. This is John Anderson's solo album. Again, same layout actually, with the pages in the middle. Something to read while I'm listening to it. This is one I haven't actually listened to yet. I just picked this up because it was very cheap. I mean, I got a good copy for quite a good price. I mean, look at that. It's a relatively old copy as well. I think I got it for like under £10, so I decided to listen to it or to buy it because I love Yes, and I think that this is probably going to be a good record. I can just tell, but it's a very proggy album cover, and I'm just yet to hear it. Next, my little bit of controversy here. I got Tomato by Yes, and this is one that people don't really like that much, but I thought it was okay. But maybe I'll listen to it again and make my own decision about it. But this is a Japanese pressing. This is very nice. I got this for quite cheap as well. Just the band on the back. And yeah, this is a very good condition record. I wouldn't rate it that highly, but I collect the Yes records at the moment, so I needed to have it as part of my collection. And I know I shouldn't really be collecting because of the group, like just to collect all their albums, but it just I would listen to it. I will get use out of it because I like listening to records and I like Yes. So I'm probably gonna do like a marathon at some point with my boyfriend, because we were planning on listening to, because I have the Queen box set, the studio collection. We were just going to listen to all the Queen albums. I also have the Beatles one, and we were just going to listen to all the Beatles albums, and I've got the majority of the Pink Floyd records, so we were just going to listen to all of those, and I've got King Crimson records from 1969 to 74, like my favourite period of King Crimson, so that's a lot of talking in one, but we were going to just do marathons on bands just to stay up and listen to records all night, which is something that I'm very much looking forward to, because once we're out of this lockdown and I can finally put Yowen in my videos, that will be very fun. You know, I know a lot of people are saying, where is Yowen? Why don't you put him in your videos? I physically can't because he's not allowed in the house due to the UK COVID rules. I don't think he's actually allowed in the house till around like May to June time. So when that happens, there will be a video. There will be several videos with Yowen in it. I think we were planning on, you know, talking about albums and stuff like that, so that'll be fun. I'm completely sidetracked. Next record I have is the Yes Symphonic Live album. I love this so much. This was in 2002, so the year I was born. I love the version of Close to the Edge on this. I've been listening to a lot of live versions of Close to the Edge because it's one of my favourite songs of all time. But I do love the version of Starship Trooper on this as well. This is very good good live album. And lastly, of the Yes vinyl, I have just the self-titled first album. This is on like a orangey, reddy coloured vinyl lyric sheet. I think I showed this in my Yes collection video. It's just a translucent reddish colour. And the thing is, the sticker on the front, when obviously before I unsealed it, the label was green, so I assumed that the actual vinyl was green, and I keep thinking it's green. I think I've told several people that it's green, but it's not, and I just keep forgetting. But this is also a gatefold, very nice gatefold in there. I've actually got to watch that second half of the Yes documentary, because I know a lot of people picked up on the fact that I watched the one that was on Sky Arts last week. I didn't actually get a chance to watch it yesterday, because I was busy editing my video, the Saturdays with Dad video and all that stuff, so I'm gonna probably try and find it on like some sort of catch up or on YouTube or something, because I want to watch the rest of it, because I do love Yes, as you know. Next up, aside from Yes now, because I've just finished my Yes collection, this is Yes de Urfa, and a very exotic name for an American band. This is a very good record actually, I really do love it. This is very underground prog as well, and I think this is a 70s album. I could be wrong, but I think it is. And this is just, it's so prog. Just look at the cover, and the music is absolutely brilliant as well. If you're interested, that's a good one to listen to. And lastly, we have the man himself, Frank Zappa. This is Apostrophe. Brilliant record. I am a big Frank Zappa fan. I don't think I have mentioned that enough in my videos, because a lot of people say, well, where's your Frank Zappa stuff? Or do you like Frank Zappa? Yep, I've got a picture of Frank Zappa up there. And I've got this record, and I've got quite a lot of Frank Zappa records and / Mothers of Invention records, so this is a great record, one that I was a bit late to, because my favourite Frank Zappa album is Bongo Fury, so I was listening to that one a lot, and then I listened to this one and I loved it, so I just decided to get it. So now on to the box sets, and some of them I can't be bothered to take down because they're all nicely arranged on my shelf over there, but I have the Steven Wilson Future Bites box set and the Queen and Night of the Odeon box set, which I've done 2 box set unboxings about those. And so the first one I have, going back to Yes, this is just a CD box set. This is the studio albums from 1969 to 87, and this is such a beautiful box set. There we go, just all the CDs in there. And I got this purely because when I go to university, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to bring a lot of my albums, but I will be able to take a CD player because they're very easy to transport around, much easier than a record player and speakers and an amp. So I got this so that I have my Yes on the go, and I love listening to these CDs a lot actually. I've been playing a lot of those Yes CDs on my CD player. It's just very nice to just wind down and listen to close to the edge when I've had a bad day or something. It's fun. Next I have the Emerson, Lake and Palmer, I was about to say Emerson, Lake and Powell, Emerson, Lake and Palmer anthology, and this one is on the coloured vinyl. So I'll just show you one of them. I'll show you my favourite one because all the colours are beautiful on this, but I think my favourite one is the Healy kind of green one. This one, this is a, look at that. Isn't that nice? And I've been listening to this a lot actually, and I know it's a compilation album, but sometimes you just need a compilation album, you know. And that is a 4 LP set, very beautiful box set. And lastly, the very last thing to show for the month of February. This has been a very long video, I'm very sorry, but I've done a box set showcase on this already, and this is the Permanent Waves box set. We got this secondhand because the new ones were expensive. This is the super deluxe one, and it's a great album. Permanent Waves, brilliant record, and very nicely put together box set. And that concludes my February haul for the month of February. A lot of vinyl, a lot of coloured vinyl in this month. As I said, a lot of these are old copies that are second hand because reissues are expensive. I'm well aware of that. And yeah, that is the end. And one thing I'm going to say before I love and leave you all is that tomorrow my competition ends. So my contest that I've been running for about 2 weeks now is coming to an end tomorrow. So get your submissions in ASAP. If you guys aren't aware, I've been running a contest for about 2 weeks now, and the submission date ends tomorrow, 1st of March. And so if you haven't gotten your submissions yet, then you're more than welcome to. You've still got 24 hours, less than that now actually. But go to my Instagram, you'll find out all the information there, on Twitter as well, and also there's a community post about it. So if you are not all caught up on that, to win a nice brand new copy of Works Volume 1 by Emerson, Lake and Palmer, with the sticker still attached, then you're missing out. And even if you don't want to win the album, you're more than welcome to just enter your submission, and I will read it because I've loved reading all of your guys' stories about your favourite prog albums. It's very inspiring, especially the ones from people who've been listening to prog longer than I've been alive. It's cool to see how bands have the effect of their music being timeless, into being put into a new generation of prog fans, not just prog fans from the 70s/80s, but also into the 2000s, 2010s, which is my era. So, yeah. I will see you guys tomorrow. I will be filming 2 videos today because I'm doing a lot of stuff tomorrow, and yeah, so tomorrow's video will actually be my February listens of the month, because I did mention in my January listens that at the end of each month I sum up what I've been listening to in that month and just talk about it and my thoughts and opinions. So there's not too much I've been listening to, but they are very interesting ones, and I think that you guys will enjoy hearing my opinions. That is all, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.